It is possible to unify all physical forces and all matter in a single theory capable of describing all physical phenomena. It is possible to bring together electromagnetism and general relativity into a single theory. In general relativity, Einstein shows that gravitational force can be described through curves and ripples in measurements of space, that gravitational fields can manifest themselves through the shape or relative geometry of space or spacetime more fully. The gravitational field is equal to the shape of space measurements. Agitation means that the shape of the space measurements fluctuates randomly. But at the very short Planck length, a millionth of a billionth of a billionth of a billionth of a centimeter, our usual notions of left and right, front and back and up and down are so tangled up in the microscopic turmoil that they lose all meaning. Even our common notion of before and after is rendered meaningless by the jitters on timescales smaller than the very short Planck time, about a 10 millionth of a trillionth of a trillionth of a trillionth of a second, which corresponds to the time light takes to cross the Planck distance. At scales smaller than the Planck distance and the Planck time, quantum uncertainty makes the shape of spacetime measurements so twisted and distorted that our usual concepts of space and time can no longer be applied. We're talking about the world of particles of matter. The Einstein's idea that the geometry of space and time is regular and somewhat curved is valid and effective for describing our locality on the larger scales, but is not valid when we analyze our locality on the extremely short distance and time scales. The vigorous or powerful ultra-microscopic agitations resulting from the continuity, unity, and extension of the void do not mean that the ultra-microscopic space has a different nature from our usual space, but rather that these agitations are the unique constituents of the atoms and molecules that make up our ordinary world. The origin and essence nature of matter is in these micro-agitations that in turn arise from the unity, continuity, and extension of the void. Every point in the void is intimately linked to every other point by the continuity of the void, and the distance between them generates tension. Oscillations in tension allowed by the tenuous reality of itself are the movements. All movement is the result of the full continuous union and separation caused by the simultaneous extension between any points in empty space. The closer the points are to each other in the void, as long as the distance between them is non-zero, the more vigorous or powerful are the agitations between them. The electrons and the quarks are not zero-size particles or points with no spatial extent. Each particle of matter can be seen as a tiny, vibrating microfilament. These vibrating wires do not have a fixed thickness, only their short length is important, as they can be treated as if they were one-dimensional and are very small. About 100 billion times smaller than an atomic nucleus. The tiny and powerful oscillations in the void, the result of its unity, continuity, and extension, which generates tension, are the most elementary components of all matter and energy that we know. There is only one fundamental component to the existence of local physical realities: the one-dimensional oscillation through the void. The different types of particles simply correspond to different vibrational patterns that can oscillate without canceling out completely. Different vibrational patterns correspond to different types of matter particles. A great variety of particles corresponds to a great variety of vibratory patterns, all practically one-dimensional as distance between 2 points. In the ultramicroscopic continuous void, space is comparable to a symphony of strings that by vibration make matter exist. String theory manages to provide a unified description and explain the existence of all matter and all forces. The main feature of string theory is that its basic component is not a zero-size point particle, but a micro-object with spatial extension produced by the unity of the void. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel and give your like if you enjoy it.